Hey, okay. So I found this video game. I remember playing it. Oh my gosh, it took me back. So I'm going to talk about it. So the name of the game is Alone in the Dark. It was released in 1992. Oh my goodness. So it's a survival game. And pretty much it was one of those MS-DOS games, which is like a forgotten thing. But there's like I don't think it's on any other. Let's see. Yeah, MS-DOS and Mac and iOS. I don't know what that is. But anyway, so pretty much the idea of the story is you're in 1924 Louisiana. And in this mansion in Louisiana. And so this character, Jeremy Hartwood, who is an artist, he committed suicide. And it's considered suspicious, but not really a surprise to anybody at all. And so it's quickly dealt with and then forgotten. I mean, it's just like no big deal or anything. So, but they decide to go back because this inspector, who you either get to play the inspector or the niece of Jeremy Hartwood, who is Emily Hartwood. So you either play an inspector or Emily. And you have to go back to the mansion to retrieve a piano, an antique piano for this antique dealer, and Emily, the reason that you play Emily is because she thinks that there's something in the piano that will shed more light on the death of her uncle. And so basically there's this evil spirit named I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Derketo or Derceto, who is the mastermind behind all of it. And so basically, you're going through this game and you're going through the mansion and everything, fighting off these evil spirits, and like the ghosts and zombies and all this and rats and all of that. The great thing about this game, which I didn't know at the time, was, from what I'm reading, it was the first 3D game, which is impressive for 1992. It says first 3D survival horror game, so that's what it was. So first 3D game, yeah. Good to correct. Gosh, I played this game so much. I think this was the first horror game that I ever actually played, and oh, we were playing it for days. We loved this game. So yeah, and the inspector's name is Edward Carnby. I think I'm saying that right. And basically, you start up in the attic and just continue down, and you're fighting off all these, like the zombies and the rats and all this stuff. And there's also like the supernatural baddies and all of this. It is such, and there's also puzzle solving that you have to do. So it's kind of along the same lines as Legend of Zelda, because of course you're fighting off bad guys and everything. I mean, it's not like it's an open thing, like Hyrule or anything like that. But there's puzzle solving at the same time you're trying to defeat something, and so along that kind of a deal. But you get to search any area. I mean, like, because there's closets and rooms and everything, so you get to search in that area and everything. So it's pretty much open space. You get to, so I guess in a way it is kind of like, because the house is like Hyrule. So yeah, think of it along those lines. And you just go in this house in 1924 Louisiana, this mansion, and you're going through, and the whole point is to find out why Jeremy died. And it's a survival horror. Oh, yes, it was we loved it. Cuz I remember talking to kids about it. We were like, "Where are you in it? Where are you in it? Did you get here? Did you get there? Did you see this?" Oh, it was. So the story is heavily influenced by the works of Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft, which I see that now, older. The setting of the story is inspired by the fall of the House of Usher. The mansion's library included I can't say that, both taken from Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos. See, now I want to play the game again. I want to see all this stuff, all these little nuggets. So there's some of the books and tales from H.P. Lovecraft that are in the library that's in the mansion and everything. And I totally want to see that now. Play the game so that I can see that and be like, oh my goodness. Now, as for the reception, by February 1997, Alone in the Dark had sold 600,000 copies. According to the French newspaper, it sold a French newspaper. I'm not going to try and say that because, as Indy Jones says, French names give me fits. It really does. It sold 2.5 million units by January of 2000. I can see why, because, like I said, when we were kids back, in grade school, this game was phenomenal. And for it to be the first survival horror 3D game, well, yeah, that was exciting all on its own. And it was met with great critical acclaim. Praised the game, citing its multiple viewpoints and starting that no previous game had caused him to jump in fright at the slightest sound. I feel that I have been inside a real house, and yes, when you see the graphics and everything, it does look like that. I do remember that. I don't remember it scaring me so much, but the sound effects, I do remember them being a little spine tingling. But I was playing with friends, so that may have been a difference. If I had been playing alone or with my asshole cousins who like to scare me for no reason at all, and they were at the time. They grew up, so. But at the time, it was like every little thing, because they knew I scared easily. But when I was with friends, it was different. As somebody else said, that Alone in the Dark is one of those neat games with some irritating flaws. So yeah, I guess. It sets a good atmosphere using Lovecraftian overtones. Adds a lot. The view shifts are a novel and effective addition, and concluded that it's a nice change of pace from the usual run of adventure games. And it was. It really was. Floppy-based version was simply the best horror game for the computer in years. Yeah, the floppy base. So the floppy disk, which is like a relic. CD version offers better animation and more eerie sounds. I do remember those sounds. So, and that's the thing that I'm learning while doing these patterns, and that because, like with Fate of Atlantis, and even with Commander Keen, I would have never guessed that there was something so different with, because we had the disc, and with Commander Keen we had the floppy disk, and I would have never guessed just how different the two are. I just, as a kid, you don't fit that together. But I've seen the PS2, I think, or PS4. I don't remember which one, of Infernal Machine, I think it is. And the graphics aren't that different, but still just different enough. And I even saw them side by side because we had the disc, the CD-ROM. So it's interesting how different it can be. So how the platform is. So anyway, yeah, it pretty much had a critical reception, and but yeah, I remember those. This game was just so, and because I was going through and reading some of the horror games and everything and seeing what there was, and I came to this game and I was like, I remember this game. Oh man, do I remember this game. I don't know that you can get it anywhere, but I'll of course look and see, and then of course put in the description if you can or not, because it could be that since it's so popular even now, you won't be able to find it on Good Old Games, but I've been wrong before. Good Old Games and Steam. So anyway, that's Alone in the Dark. It was released in 1992, and heavily inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, and you see it. Trust me, you see it. But I really want to play it now because I want to see the H.P. Lovecraft stuff in the library. Because I didn't really know H.P. Lovecraft until middle school, and I wasn't playing the game anymore. So anyway, yeah, it's Alone in the Dark, released in 1992, heavily inspired by Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft, and it was the first 3D survival horror game. So